Jimmy Dore is trending #1 on Twitter, and this is just the progressive, the traditional gatekeepers are just shitting a brick. Anna Kasparian is pissed off. My issue with Jimmy Dore is I don't believe he says anything in good faith. It's incredible to witness his rage-filled demands of some lawmakers while he refused to hold Tulsi Gabbard accountable for a damn thing. Tulsi Gabbard is a national treasure. Tulsi Gabbard is stepping down. We're not going to have Tulsi Gabbard in Congress no more. Tulsi Gabbard introduced a controversial bill called the Stop Terrorism Act. She wants to stop terrorism because in Syria we were arming the Al-Qaeda terrorists to fight the Assad regime, which means that our war on terror is, bullshit. It means the U.S. government is a bunch of hypocrites. Stop terrorism? Just by pointing out the hypocrisy of the U.S. government, Stop Terrorism Act should not have been controversial. Tulsi Gabbard was one of the few anti-regime change war voices out there. Tulsi Gabbard stood by Bernie Sanders when the DNC cheated him. She's principled. Just for that, she was loyal to Bernie Sanders, so why wouldn't we be loyal to Tulsi Gabbard? She showed that Bernie Sanders had friends and support. The leader is important, but without the first follower, we have no leader. And so Tulsi was the first follower, like a Chris Christie to Trump. Tulsi stood by Bernie when nobody else was. So just for that reason, Tulsi wasn't for Donald's impeachment, so that's not, great. But Tulsi slammed Kamala Harris's criminal justice record. Kamala's a cop. Kamala's attorney general. She threw parents in prison for truancy. How many Huckleberry Finns? Okay, so...
bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. Your response?
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
She absolutely does, and that she may have just legalized marijuana with that. So Tulsi Gabbard was one of the few, the only one brave enough to do it. They, debated several times, and it took like the third debate for somebody to say something. And then Kamala's response was she's a top-tier candidate, and she doesn't respond to the trash or some shit. Just elitist fucking bullshit. So, there's, remember when we had better days? Remember when Jimmy Dore and Jink Ugar and Anna Kasparian and, John, Dorio, when we were all, we all loved Bernie, we were backing Bernie, and Ben Mankiewicz was saying that he liked Hillary, but he was pretending not to, and then he was acting like he liked, Bernie. Anyway, so... I remember the solidarity when Anna Kasparian, John Iodorio, and Jinkus Ugier and Jimis Dorio, when they were all together. The solidarity behind Bernie Sanders becoming president, that, I think, will be the dream that will never die. We didn't get Bernie Sanders to become president, and maybe we'll get another socialist. I voted for Gloria La Riva. I voted for a socialist for president in 2020. Maybe we'll get our socialist leadership. Maybe we'll get, I didn't back Tulsi. She stayed in the race a lot longer. I like her. She's a unique, independent, fantastic voice out of 535 representatives. She's like one of the, 5 decent ones. And, she did, she slammed Kamala.
Senator Harris?
Kamala Harris doesn't know how to respond.
Career. I have been
She's
opposed
like,
to the death penalty, and that has never changed. And I dare anybody who is in a position to make that decision, to face the people I have faced, to say, I will not seek the death penalty. That is my background. That is my work. I am proud of it. I think you can judge people by when they are under fire, and it's not about some fancy opinion on a stage, but when they're in the position to actually make a decision, what do they do? When I was in the position of having to decide whether or not to seek a death penalty on cases I prosecuted, I made a very difficult decision that was not popular to not seek the death penalty. History shows that, and I am proud of those decisions.
Senator Harris, thank you very much. Senator Bennett, a question for you. Why are you the best?
So, Tulsi Gabbard. So what? Jimmy Dore supported Tulsi Gabbard. I supported Gloria La Riva. Who gives a shit? Fuck you. What's that got to do with anything, Anna Kasparian? Huh? Huh?